Hello and welcome back. This is Dr. Barry, and I want to tell you about something that happened in my office a few years back that broke my heart and made me change how I practice medicine and how I interact with the big pharmaceutical houses. But first, please take 1 second, would you, and click the subscribe button and click that little bell and share this with somebody who needs to hear it, okay? It won't kill you. It only takes a second. All right, so back to the story. So it's been about 10 years ago. I was standing in the hallway of my office talking to a drug rep, and you may or may not know this, but the big pharmaceutical houses who sell the drugs you see advertised on TV, I like to call them Big Pharma for short. So if you hear me say Big Pharma, those are the drug people who sell the drugs on TV that are actually legal to sell. And so they always send out the most attractive, polished, articulate people they can, and they actually teach these people how to interact with doctors and how to talk to us and how to stroke our ego and how to make us feel like a bigger deal than we actually are. True story. You can Google this and read about how they train pharmaceutical reps. And so I was standing at the end of my hallway talking to a particularly attractive drug rep about some drug, which I don't remember. And she was telling me everything in detail that she knew about this drug. And they teach them to go about 2 levels deep. Never do these drug reps actually know about pharmacokinetics or anything else in the way of pathophysiology or biochemistry, but they teach them to sound like they know what they're talking about. So I was talking to her and I heard a door open behind me, an exam room door, and I just glanced out of the corner of my eye and there stood one of my sweet little old lady patients, and she kind of gave me this look and she just shook her head and went back in her room and closed the door. And so I finished my conversation with the attractive drug representative, and then I went, and we'll call her Miss McGillicuddy. I went into Miss McGillicuddy's room, who I love very much, and she's passed on now. But she taught me a valuable lesson I'll never, ever forget, and I immediately changed how I practice medicine based on what she said. And so I walked in, and I shook her hand, and I patted her on the back, and I said, "What can I do for you today?" And she said, "You know, I wish I was still a young, attractive thing, and then you could make everyone else wait while you talk to me." And I could feel my heart dropping down amongst my livers, as they say. And inside my head, I was like, yep, that's the end of that. I'll never do that again. And so when I finished with Miss McGillicuddy, who I apologized to profusely, I went to my front desk and I told the girls working for me at that time that I would never see another drug rep. And to this day, I do not take time out of my clinical day to see drug reps. They can buy my staff lunch if they'd like. I will walk to the front and I will sign their book so they can leave free samples so that some of my poorer patients can take advantage of those. But as far as stopping my clinical day and putting off seeing patients to see a drug rep and talk to them and hear their spiel, and that's exactly what it is, I haven't done that for over a decade now. And thanks to Miss McGillicuddy, I never will do that again. So if you enjoyed this little story, click the subscribe button, share this with someone who needs to hear these type of stories, that there are doctors out there who actually care about their patients and want to take care of them. See you next time.